PopADew!
Poppin Cypher happened so fast, and I want to shout out the artists, all the artists that were on there. Their turnaround time to get a verse back that quick is not easy, and they all delivered. So I think that was dope. I would love to hear what was on your mind when you came up with this, though, because I know, like, on the outside looking in, it's like, okay, Crypt did this to, show he's appreciative of winning and wanted to give back, basically. But What triggered in your mind to make this be like, to think of this idea? Like, there had to be something that, like, triggered it.
Yeah, so it was, I don't want to say it was my plan from the beginning, but I've had the plan for a little bit. So obviously, we do the ciphers together, and I'm a huge fan of giving back to people and trying to give light to people that, otherwise wouldn't have the light. So I'm a huge fan of showing off people that have never had exposure before or had very minimal exposure and doing it in a big way, like the YouTube ciphers. And we're working on YouTube Cypher 3 right now, so I'm already in the Cypher mind state of, how to organize it, how to edit the video and everything, because I'm currently doing that with the third Cypher right now. But the Poppin stuff happened in the middle of me editing all this stuff. And I just got bombarded, man, absolutely bombarded with tweets saying that I was too famous to be in this Poppin challenge and that I was already an established rapper and that I was taking away somebody's opportunity to further their own career, which really did not sit well with me because, 800,000 compared to 29 million, whatever his combined total subscriber count is just, it's not even fathomable. Like, I'm still a very small creator, a very small artist compared to that. So it's going to do crazy numbers for me. Like, it's going to help my career just as much as it would help anybody else's. But the thing is, like, I do know that I already have somewhat of an established platform and a decent amount of people know who I am. And I did think it was a slight unfairness to it that I was in this. I was doing everything I could to make sure my fan base was out of the equation, even though, that probably wasn't the case. I'm sure my fans still went pretty hard voting for me, even though I told them to only vote for me if they thought I won. But, once I realized I was going to win, I wanted to make sure everybody else in that got the shine that they deserve. Because Leo, first of all, that is the one person I wanted to make sure got a ton of light, because he's such a young kid, and he did amazing. And that's probably the person I saw the most comment-wise that could have benefited from this the most. And I tend to agree with that in a certain sense because, he wasn't known or anything like that. But that's why I wanted to do this, is to continue to give them more love. I didn't want that to be their one only big shining moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's insane what Leo could do at his age. I want to let people hear what I sounded like at his age. Or if I was even... How old is he? Do we even know?
It's 13.
Yeah, so that's when I just started, and so I sounded nothing remotely close to that. So that's pretty damn impressive, and I'm glad that you had him kick it off. That was good energy to start off the cypher with him up there.
And that's the thing is, like, I didn't know who I wanted to kick it off. He just had such a good verse and good energy, and I knew he was the correct person to kick it off for me. But dude, I've only been rapping since I was 22. So, the kid has 9 years on me. So this kid, as long as he keeps going, man, unbelievable. He's going to be, especially in the UK scene, because it's a whole different scene over there. And I think he has a lot of potential to make sure he does some good shit over there. So shout out to Leo. But yeah, everybody got me their verse back within 48 hours that I asked. I think people don't realize how quickly this happened either. When did I ask people? What is today? The 25th? I think I asked people on the 20th. That's when I had the idea. That's when I asked Joey to make the beat. And that's when I started hitting everybody up. It's like, hey, I want to do this cypher. I want to make sure you guys get some more attention. Let me know if you're down. And pretty much everybody said yes. King Batch didn't answer. Mia, who was really good, she agreed to do it. But her studio was closed for renovations. And I think partially because of all the stuff that's going on in the world. And she just couldn't get into a studio in time. And I tried ways to make it work, like maybe get her to rap in her iPhone speaker and we can mix it a little bit. But it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But we follow each other on Instagram. I'm sure something will come out of that in the future. She's very, very talented. And Ali Dominique was preoccupied and said he wasn't really interested in doing it. But that, he wished the best of luck on the cypher, wanted everybody to kill it, gave his best wishes and everything like that. And then said he and I would do something in the future. So Ali Dominique's a really fucking good dude, man. I wish he would have been on this because he raps so fucking well. But very good dude. And yeah, everybody got me their stuff back really, really quickly. This was pretty easy to work on from my standpoint. I mean, editing the ciphers are never easy, but there wasn't a headache of sitting around waiting on people for months at a time for a verse or a video or something. Everybody knew the importance of how quickly we needed to get this out because the Poppin stuff is still relatively fresh on everybody's minds, and I knew the quicker we got it out, the better it would be for everybody.
Yeah, and making space in between. For artists, man, making space in between your releases is pretty important, especially for big releases. So having it in between, or having it spaced out from YouTube Cypher 3 was kind of a good move of making sure this was done quick too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think YouTube Cypher 3 was originally supposed to be done today, or whenever. We're recording this on Saturday, the day the Poppin Cypher dropped, and that was like the original end date that I had set for this. But I'm still waiting on stuff. And that's the only problem with YouTube Cyphers is it's a lot bigger artists, so everybody is really, really busy and has crazy hectic schedules, so it's hard to get everybody on the same page. But the thing with this, like, everybody's still relatively small in their careers. There were some bigger hard hitters on this, but everybody still, like I said, they knew the importance and knew what this could do for them if they got everything done in time. And I think it's doing very, very well right now.
Yeah, right out the gates. I woke up because, I woke up at whatever time. I woke up right after it dropped, I think. 12 o'clock or whatever, just because like my mental clock woke me up. You know how that is. And then I just because I was up till like 8:30 or whatever it was in the morning.
Yeah, I remember you sending me a text. You sent me a text the same time that I started to roll over, because I was up waiting all night for Honey Koofies to send me a video. He sent me a video last night, but he wasn't happy with it, and he said he wanted to record the graveyard scene this morning when the sun came up. He said it would be a lot better, and it was a lot better. There was more energy. Everything looked better. So I waited up for him for that video, plugged it in there, got everything smoothed out, uploaded it, ready to premiere, and then I went to sleep at 8:30 or 7:30, whatever time it was. I only got like 2 hours of sleep, set my alarm for 10:30 so I could be up for the premiere to drop at 11 my time. And I watched the premiere for a little bit, saw the feedback I was getting, saw the feedback that they were giving everybody else, watched some reactions, and then I just passed out. I passed out watching reactions. I woke up and it said I'd watched like 7 or 8 reactions, even though I was asleep during all of them. I feel bad. PopADew!